Today we're diving into a paper that tackles the evaluation of role-playing language models. PingPong, a benchmark for role-playing language models with user emulation and multimodel evaluation, proposes a novel approach to assess these models' conversational abilities. What are the limitations of existing benchmarks that this paper addresses?
Existing benchmarks for role-playing language models often rely on single-turn interactions, which don't accurately reflect real-world usage. They also suffer from data contamination, where the test data leaks into the model's training datasets, compromising their validity. Furthermore, many benchmarks rely on a single model as a judge, introducing potential biases.
So how does PingPong address these limitations?
PingPong introduces a dynamic, multi-turn benchmark that uses language models themselves to emulate users in conversations. This approach involves three key components: a player model assuming a specific character role, an interrogator model simulating user behavior, and a judge model evaluating the conversation quality.
That's interesting. Can you elaborate on how the interrogator and judge models work?
The interrogator model is tasked with engaging with the player model in a given situation, mimicking the behavior of a real user. The judge model then evaluates the player's responses based on criteria like character consistency, entertainment value, and language fluency.
So instead of relying on human interaction, PingPong uses language models to create and evaluate conversations. How does this approach address the issue of data contamination?
By dynamically generating conversations using language models, PingPong avoids the problem of static test data leaking into the model's training datasets. This ensures that the benchmark remains relevant and reliable.
And how does the multimodal evaluation system mitigate biases?
The multimodal evaluation system uses multiple judge models to assess the player's responses. This approach helps to reduce the impact of individual model biases and provides a more robust evaluation.
Can you explain how the paper validates the effectiveness of this approach?
The paper conducts experiments comparing automated evaluations with human annotations. They find strong correlations between the two, demonstrating the validity of the proposed benchmark.
That's encouraging. What are the key findings of the paper in terms of model performance?
The paper evaluates a range of language models, including Claude, GPT-4o, and Llama 3.1. They find that Claude 3.5 Sonnet consistently performs well in both English and Russian, while Llama 3.1 7azir-B and Gemma 2 Atarexi-9B are the top performing open models.
So PingPong provides a valuable tool for evaluating role-playing language models. What are the potential implications of this research for the field?
PingPong offers a more realistic and robust way to assess the conversational abilities of role-playing language models. This research can help developers improve model performance and create more engaging and entertaining experiences for users.
The paper mentions that the benchmark is computationally efficient. Can you elaborate on that?
The evaluation process is designed to be cost-effective, with each model evaluation costing less than $3. This makes the benchmark accessible to researchers and developers with limited resources.
The paper also discusses the issue of verbosity bias. How does PingPong address this?
Verbosity bias refers to the tendency of models to be evaluated more favorably when they produce longer outputs. PingPong incorporates a length penalty to account for this bias, ensuring that models are not rewarded solely for their verbosity.
The paper acknowledges some limitations of the study, such as the sample size and the use of a single human annotator. How do these limitations affect the findings?
While the limitations do raise concerns about the statistical robustness and reliability of the findings, the paper emphasizes that this work serves as a foundation for future research. Further studies with larger sample sizes and multiple annotators can address these limitations and provide more comprehensive insights.
The paper concludes by highlighting the potential of using language models to evaluate other language models. Can you elaborate on this point?
The paper suggests that language models are already surpassing human capabilities in many tasks, and using them to evaluate each other could lead to further advancements in the field. This approach could potentially lead to more objective and efficient evaluation methods.
This was a fascinating discussion on the technical aspects of ping pong. Thank you for your insights.